Before getting into this video, I just want to mention that some of the research on this video took me a long while since I did it from scratch. Also, I need to say that I do not own any of the art used in this video. All credit goes to the talented artist Smiley. His DeviantArt link is in the description, so please go check him out. So let's get into my top 10 Pokemon that would be great in Pokemon Stars. Now, anybody that has played Sun and Moon would know that there are some types in the game that just feel like they're missing a few Pokemon. So my attempt with this list is to fill in the gaps left by Nintendo. What do I mean by that, you ask? Well, I mean that there is only 7 Fire, 7 Poison, and 5. And I mean 5 Ice-type Pokemon. Now, I don't know what Nintendo was thinking when they only made 5 Ice-type Pokemon when a snowy area like Mount Lanakilla exists. But either way, I'll stop ranting now and get on with it. Now, before you go off on me in the comments, I know that candle Pokemon already exist, with Litwick being the candle Pokemon, and Lampent and Chandelure being lamp and chandelier Pokemon respectively. But also remember that the amount of dog Pokemon out there is higher than my blood pressure, so give me a little break. Chiari is definitely a different Pokemon. With the typing Fire and Psychic, it has the ability Synchronize, which when Chiari is burned, paralyzed, or poisoned, the defending Pokemon will also be affected by the same status condition, effectively keeping the battle at an even playing field. But because this is a scent Pokemon, their smell becomes stronger when they are in groups, so I would see these Pokemon also grouping together for protection, so good luck catching one. Oh, and because this Pokemon is kind of cute, but doesn't really look tough enough, it kinda needs an evolution. And Smiley has got you covered! Introducing Candelaria, which evolves from Curia at level 35. At number 9 we have Darionette. This Pokemon in my opinion goes well with Beedrill and Vespiquen on a collector's team. Its name comes from Mandarin, whatever. Scientific names confuse me anyhow, so let's just say it's an Asian giant hornet. Now honestly, that just sounds bad A. And if that's not enough for you, it has an epic design that kinda looks like a male form of Vespiquen. Coming up at number 8 is the half-awkward and half-epic looking evolution chain of Shalman and Kasiyaki. So this evolution is basically just another Magikarp and Gyarados replica, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with because we got the epic Gyarados from it. Now to start out, we get the fairly obvious water type, Shalman. This Pokemon is a salmon type Pokemon, meaning it normally lives in colder water, which I think would be a great addition to the colder areas of Alola. Now on top of that, Shalman evolves into Kasiyaki when holding a scorched stone. This would make Shalman into an even cooler Pokemon with the typing water and fire, which only Volcanion currently has. Now Kasiyaki is a very strong competitive Pokemon with an EV total of 540. Its highest EVs are defense, special attack, and speed, making this Pokemon a formidable opponent. At number 7 is Hazmel. Now I mostly choose this Pokemon because of its crazy design, which I love, but it also has some good features as well. Now, on top of its one-of-a-kind typing of Steel and Poison, this Pokemon is able to live in areas that no other Pokemon could ever think to wander near. This Pokemon feeds off of and is basically powered by nuclear radiation. I mean, if anybody ever wanted a Godzilla Pokemon, here he is. Now, on top of all of this, he has a pretty great EV total of 524, having huge HP, decent special attack, and amazing speed for its type. Hazmel wouldn't be a Pokemon that I would want to mess with. At number 6 is Liepollar. Now I know that everybody loves a little cute bunny on their team, whether it's Bunnelby, Baneri, or Lopunny. I don't. Nobody needs your opinion. Anyway, Liepollar is a little ice/normal type hare that its size is proportionate to how cold it is, so make sure you're looking in the right places for this cute little guy. Also, I would like to add that Smiley made a Mega Evolution for Liepollar, but I don't feel that it's really all that necessary. I mean, just look at this guy. Up next at number 5 might be the only time I ever say a tapeworm is cute. Ew. Now these Pokemon might not look like what their name means at first, but don't let their appearance fool you. Cestoid and Coronoid are in fact tapeworms with a Nintendo art style twist to them. These bug and psychic type Pokemon are actually decent fighters. Now, I would have to say that the reason they are so good is because, as we should all know from our own pets, tapeworms make other Pokemon collect food for them. That's just my theory on how they become so powerful anyway. Now number 4 is one of my favorite Pokemon on this list, mostly because of the design, but it also kinda makes sense. With Pokemon like Klefki, Honedge, Vanillite, and Trubbish, just to name a few, a Excalibur Pokemon like Exaxum wouldn't be too far-fetched. You see what I did there? Now this Pokemon is a very rare Pokemon and has been said to dislike humans, so I would have to believe it would be hard to find and capture a wild Exaxum. Now, down to the design of the Pokemon, it's one of the better looking on this list, in my opinion anyway. From the red glow of its eyes to the red moss growing around its old sword, this Pokemon just embodies the words old legend. Number 3 comes along with the promise that I made earlier about filling in the gaps left by Nintendo. So here's an ice type so you can chill your thoughts. Tygloo might be one of the cuter Pokemon on this list, but that doesn't mean it'll be like that forever. Mechloo being an igloo Pokemon just like its predecessor, it is often found in charge of groups of Tygloo, holding such immense power as to rarely even be damaged by physical attacks. Now, the design isn't anything to bark over, but the power sounds pretty nice to have on a competitive team. Now this might be one of the coolest evolution chains I've seen in a while. To start out this trio we have Baldur. Its cute little rock dinosaur design is definitely worth spending 30,000 Pokédollars on for a fossil. At level 31 it evolves into Dreadrock, a Pokemon whose form has changed from eating so many red rocks over the years. And finally at level 42 evolves into Tekagon, which is a blind rock dragon type, but blindness never stopped anyone. Tekagon is able to dish out some power with an EV total of 545 with high HP, attack, and defense. Now, taking its illustrious spot at number 1 is Pedridius and Atroxius. These dragon and poison type Pokemon are able to knock their prey out with their noxious fumes, easily getting them dinner. Now these Pokemon don't have the best stats, but they honestly look like they can make purely amazing legendary Pokemon. I love having new legendary Pokemon that look like they already belong in current games, and this one gets number 1 spot because of this reason. Just imagine this dude crawling towards you on the ceiling of a volcanic area, just like a new type of Haxorus. I just love it. Be sure to leave your personal favorite Fakemon in the comments, and remember to like, share with a friend, and subscribe for more Pokemon coverage, and I'll see you in the next one, Impo Bros.